Hey everyone, it's Jon Penberthy here, and in this video I want to talk about why remarketing, also known as retargeting, is so flipping profitable, but I'm going to go a step further than that and actually share with you exactly how I do it, so let's get into that. So firstly, quick whistle-stop tour as to what remarketing is all about. Listen, if you are driving traffic online or if you have visitors coming to your website, yes, there's a chance that some of them will convert into a paying customer, right? But that's the small minority. What happens to the majority? Well, they leave your sales funnel, they leave your ad, and unless you've got some way to capture them, like an email list or whatnot, that's great. But other than that, they're long gone and you're never going to see them again. So what we do is we do this thing called remarketing and retargeting, which is where you follow up with those people and promote to them again. Now, you've probably seen this in action. You start Googling, holidays or whatnot, and you start looking around at some different beach holidays, and then suddenly you go anywhere else on the internet or you go back to Facebook and suddenly there's advertisements for holidays, okay? That's because that company, that website has retargeted you. They've initiated remarketing towards you. Now, there's some companies that do it very badly, right? A bad example is pretty much that, right? It's, look, you go and search for a Spanish holiday, you leave the page because it wasn't quite the right one, but then you go to Facebook and they're promoting you the same package holiday. It's like, well, I've left because I didn't like it, okay? Which is part of what I'm going to talk about here as a way of effectively doing remarketing. But that's essentially how the whole thing works. So what I'm going to do for this training video right here in this illustration is kind of use one of my webinar funnels as an example. So, the main overview of my webinar is, look, I drive traffic from an ad. In this case, it's a Facebook ad. They come to my registration page, they opt in and land on a confirmation page, and then there's the webinar itself. I take them to a checkout page, and hopefully they'll purchase. And if they don't, then they'll be taken to a replay page where they can catch up on the webinar, and hopefully that will get them to come back to the checkout page and purchase. That's the 80-20 of what my webinar funnel looks like. And so here's the thing that I see so many people do, and it's just absolutely stupid. If you're running an ad on Facebook and you drive that traffic to your registration page, and if someone does actually follow that cookie trail, they watch your ad, they like it, and they click and they come to your registration page, but they do not opt in. So they land on the registration page, but they do not opt in. The worst thing you can do is show them that same ad again. Think about it. Why would you do that? The ad on Facebook that they watched, consumed, or read, if it was written copy, that did the trick, right? The creative has already done the job. They've watched the ad, they've liked it, so they've clicked and they haven't opted in. So sending them back to Facebook to see the exact same ad again is terrible marketing practice, which is why I've said no, please no. Don't do this. Get creative and think through that human experience, okay? The ad's already done the job. The bottleneck, the sticking point, is getting them from the registration page to actually opt in. There was something on the registration page that wasn't quite right, or they weren't in the right frame of mind, or the ad did the trick and get them to the page, but then they didn't opt in. So we've got to think a bit outside the box. And so I've got a few strategies that I use for remarketing. I don't have time to cover it all in this video, but I'm going to show you one. So strategy number one, I call it mid-campaign remarketing, and this is how to effectively do it, okay? Firstly, we're not going to get into the techie side of things, but you obviously need to set up your Facebook pixel if you're doing Facebook advertising, and you essentially put your pixel on all of these pages. Okay, it's essentially how it works. You put a piece of code on all of these pages so that Facebook knows if someone landed on that page, and if they did, you can tell them to do different things with that person. Okay, so what I do is, look, if someone comes to my registration page and they opt in, but then they don't go any further. So if they register for the webinar because they've landed on the confirmation page, so I know that they triggered this Facebook pixel here, that tells me they opted in because they triggered that pixel. But they did not trigger this one, which would have told me that they attended the webinar. So I know that they haven't attended, but they registered. So they're going to go out to Facebook, they're going to get a custom video from me saying, hey, what happened? You registered for the webinar, but you didn't attend. Hey, let me give you another chance to register. We've got another one going on this week. Maybe that time slot wasn't the best fit for you. Don't miss this. It's this, that, and the other. And I resell them why they should come. It's a unique experience. Now, if I know that they triggered that pixel and this pixel, but they did not trigger that pixel, it means that they watched the webinar, but they did not purchase. So guess what? They're gonna go back to Facebook now, and there's no point in sending them back to register for the webinar again. Why would you do that? They've already seen it, they've watched it. So now we know that the goal is to get them across the line to become a customer. So they're gonna see a unique ad that says, hey, it's Jon here again, and it looks like you watched our webinar. Hopefully you got a ton of value from that. And maybe you didn't hear about the products that we offered at the very end of the webinar. So let me share with you what we've got going on. It's this product, it's called this, it's this, it's this. We've got these bonuses. Hey, if you wanna come hear about it, we've put a replay of the training on a page for you, and also you can hear about the product that we've got, and there'll be a button on that page to purchase that if you'd like to. So boom, now they come back to the replay page to hopefully purchase, okay? And now if they do land on the checkout page, well, we know that they got to the end of the webinar. They actually got right to the end. So they consumed the webinar and they clicked to come to the checkout page. So they were right at the very end, but they just didn't quite get across the line. So we're gonna speak to them slightly differently and try and get them back to the checkout page to complete their order. And same thing, if they trigger the pixel on the replay page, they're gonna get a custom message again. This is how you do it. You have to give someone a tailored experience as they go through this process. Just sending someone to a sales funnel, and if they don't opt in or don't purchase, you just send them straight back to the same ad on Facebook. It's just, why would you do that? It's not gonna work, okay? This is an example of some of the videos that we've got that we're running as ads, registered but didn't turn up. Okay, registered but landed on checkout page and didn't show up. Turned up but didn't sign up to the program. We've got a ton of different videos that we're using, and we use them on different platforms. So someone comes to the registration page, opted in, but didn't get to the webinar, they're gonna get this video that points them back to register, okay? If they got to the webinar but didn't hit the checkout page, they're gonna get a custom video. Haven't got time to play them for you. And if they land on the checkout page but didn't actually cross the line and purchase, then again, they're gonna get a new custom video as well. We do the same thing on Instagram. So guess what? You're not gonna be able to escape us. If you registered for a webinar of ours, then we're gonna show you a custom message on different platforms. We've got Instagram going on, again, at the same points in the process. And just to get you fired up for this stuff, here's some of the results that you can expect from this kind of thing. This is a screenshot from inside of our Facebook ads dashboard, and we had one of our ad sets that was running for people who, well, actually, which one was it? So they attended the webinar, but they did not buy. So people who attended but did not purchase, they went back to Facebook, they saw this video, which was about 4 minutes long, just conversational. Hey, looks like you registered for the webinar and you attended. Hopefully you got a ton of value. Maybe you missed out on hearing about this product. It's awesome, you'll love it. Come back to the page and check it out, and hopefully you'll purchase. We won't say it quite like that. But that's essentially what we were saying in the video. We were spending £13.47 to generate a $997 sale, which in British pounds is about 735. Actually, I think it's closer to about £800 now. That's a 55x return. Closer to a 60x return now, as our British pound conversion rate seems to keep going worse and worse and worse. It's like 55 to 60x return. It means $1 in, $60 back out. It's absolutely ludicrous, and this is the kind of stuff you can do with this remarketing stuff. And that was based on 5 purchases, okay? So on average, we're getting them for $13.47. Got some down here, 10 of them for 46. So again, just incredible. 10,997 sales, 10,000 US dollars in sales for, what's that? 10 times that, so like £400. Well, it's just crazy, crazy stuff. And hopefully you've learned a little something in this video, because if you're not implementing remarketing in your business right now, you are leaving so much money on the table. It is unbelievable. Please learn it, implement it, and hopefully you get a ton of results. All right, so listen, hopefully you did get some value from this. And if you did, I would love you to hit the like button for me, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell notification so you're notified when I put out future videos. Also, leave me a comment. I love to read through your comments. And also, if this stuff is interesting to you and you'd like to learn more about how you can set up effective ads and implement remarketing, I do have a free web class I'd love to invite you to, where we break down what it is that we're doing, myself and my partner Jabril, to produce 6- and 7-figure ad campaigns while everyone else is dying a slow and expensive death. There is a specific way to make Facebook advertising work. We know what it is, and we'd love to teach it to you. It's a really cool web class. I think you'll get a ton of value from it. So there's a link in the description box. Go ahead and click on that. Hope you enjoyed that training. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in a future video.